Hi everyone, and welcome back to Captain Scarlet and the Mystrons as I take a look at episodes 27 and 28. The start of this is a bit peculiar because we don't know if this was deliberately done by the Mystrons or they just grabbed the opportunity. Anyway, Mr. Brand's plane heads straight into a storm. It's hit by lightning, he crashes, and he's reconstructed by the Mystrons. He was actually en route to President Robin's press conference. And incidentally, the Mystrons declare President Robins will be destroyed within the next 12 hours. So Spectrums is assuming the target is President Robins himself. But that is not the case. If you remember the wording destroy from the Mystron threat, well, it isn't President Robins who's the target. It turns out to be an atomic liner that's going to be launched. This information is declared by President Robins himself to Captain Scarlet. Scarlet now realises that this is the actual target. Now, the Mystron Bran has arrived at the shipyard after a little run-in with Blue and Ochre, because he parked his car outside President Robinson's place, and obviously they were going to put the Mystron detector on him, and he drove on by at high speed. Anyway, he's now at the shipyard. He manages to get into the VIP booth, and he focuses on the ceremonial bottle that launches new ships. And of course there's the old Mystron green rings appearing over the bottle. So the bottle has now been transformed into a bomb. So Scarlet is racing to the shipyard. He gets there just in time. There's a bit of a shootout between him and Bran, but Bran does actually release the bottle, but fortunately for the President Robins ship, it just avoids the bottle as it's going down the ramp, and the bottle swings back to the booth and up it goes. And so Mystron Bran is eliminated, and Scarlet is also caught in the explosion, but he obviously makes a full recovery a few days later. I'm going to give this one 5 out of 10. It's an average story. Not quite sure why the Mystrons would want to blow up a passenger liner called President Robins. It's a very feeble target for the Mystrons. It doesn't make much sense. I really don't know what to say anymore on that one. So I think the best thing to do now is press straight on and review episode 28 coming up now. Just before we move on to episode 28, yes, that was a victory for Spectrum, the last episode. Okay, so here we go with episode 28. Waiting outside Professor Carney's house is the former Captain Black. He's there for one reason, and that is to shoot Professor Carney dead. Simple as that. Professor Carney is an electronics expert, and so the Mystrons are going to use their Professor Carney, the reconstructed version, for their purposes, for their latest threat. So what is the latest threat? Well, the latest threat is this. The Mystrons plan to destroy the Triumvirate of Europe. 3 European presidents, the second most powerful men on the planet under the world president. So the Mistron Carney sets about his job to assassinate these three men. And he does it in a way, in the terms, he's going to take them out one by one. The first one is held up at a airbase in an underground facility, and the Mistron Carney uses a very elaborate deception, making it look like the base is under attack. And all it is just a recording of gunfire and tanks. And he gets entrance to the base, drops this explosive device down a air vent. The device goes off, but fails to kill the first target, because he is in a complex much lower down. So he survived. The Mistron Carney is unaware of this. He's also unaware of the fact that the report has come in that the body of the real Professor Carney has been found. So Spectrum now knows the Mistrons have reconstructed Professor Carney. So Scarlet and Blue check out the Professor's house to get some clues. They eventually do get some clues, and Scarlet works out who the next one is on the list. Meanwhile, the Mistron agent crashes through a Spectrum roadblock manned by Captain Magenta, who takes a few pot shots at him, but obviously fails. And Scarlet and Blue turn up to the second location where the next target is being protected. Of course, he uses his electronic devices to do his wizardry for him to get into the complex, but he is foiled by Scarlet in a shootout involving a very simple tripwire. Well, there you go. I gave this one 7 out of 10. This is a bit of a better episode. It's quite good. It moves along at a fairly fast pace, this one. And yeah, this is victory for Spectrum, this one as well. And I think on that note, I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Goodbye.